Oh, yeah, that would be helpful. Sairam, Brother Prabhu. Yes, okay, that would be helpful, yeah.
You want to do it separately?
No, do help me with it, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yes, yeah.
All right. Please, thank you. And please go ahead. And everyone knows Brother Raj. He has been here with us for a long time. And he was at some point, I think, the president of the Manhattan Center. And that's when I came to know him too. And I think we had a long journey and with many glorious remembrances that we harbor. So please, Brother Raj, enlighten us.
Okay, thank you, Sairam. Sairam, fellow travelers, fellow soulmates who are journeying towards Swami. So I hope to have interaction with all of you. I don't want to be speaking continuously. This topic is very dear to me. You know, Swami always says, be happy, santosham, chala santosham. That it is very hard to do. So what I hope to explore together is to look at what's happiness, why we have to be happy, how to be happy, when to be happy, and conclude. So to start out the discussion, and the topic I have it here it says, be happy to manifest the divinity within. So it's all the same thing as to me, to be happy. Unless I'm happy, I cannot share that happiness. I cannot be happy for others in my lifespan. Do you agree the Baba's mandate on being happy is one of our major spiritual goals? Anyone, please jump in and help me get started.
So as we all know, whatever happens, we believe that not even a blade of grass can move without the resolution of the Almighty. So if we can't believe in that from the depth of our heart, then we can probably face anything that is coming as basically his grace. So this is what I feel. Sometimes we do get unnerved about the situation, and then I think we need to have honest prayers.
Thank you, Brother Prabal. Yeah, that goes towards the following the divine will. Okay. Anyone else wish to share?
Yeah.
Please.
Brother Raj, I remember once I read quote of Swami that he said that being happy, to be happy is our duty. I haven't been able to find that quote, and I wonder if any of the people, any of the members that are present here, the devotees, have read that quote. I would like to have it again and keep it, because it was incredible when I read that our duty was to be happy.
Thank you, Sister Rosa. Yeah, I've seen that. It's all. I think as we explore this theme, it will make it clear. Let's go to the first slide, Brother Babal. Sorry, to back up to the main slide. Sorry. Yeah. So we started out saying Swami's mandate is us to be happy. Now, to be happy, that's what helps us to manifest the divinity within. What I remember, if you go to the reason Swami created the organization, he said, I took this avatar to light the lamp of love, so it shines brighter and brighter each day. That is to, the Swami refers to each one of us, starting out his discourse, Divyatma Swarupalala, divine embodiment of love. So these two topics are related. Only when we are happy, we are able to manifest the divinity within each one of us. We are spiritual being having human experience. At the soul level, we are divine. So now we can go to the first slide to explore what is happiness. Brother Prabha? Can we go to the next slide? What is happiness? Please.
Yes, that's very, because I remember being happy. We can think, we are reminded of one terrible incident. Nero, the emperor, put entire Rome on fire, and he was very happy.
Oh, thank you for that. Some people indulge in what they call as happiness, by creating pain and suffering to others. That as you mentioned, Emperor Nero, Brother Prabal. Thank you. So happiness I am referring to here is more like a bliss, joy, not the temporary happiness. When we're hungry, we eat some food and we're happy. That too, we're eating the favorite food, whatever sweet or main dish we like. So the happiness in this context, what you're talking about is union with God. That's the various attributes I have listed there. I will go through all of them, and then please provide your input. You can add to the list. It's not an exclusive list. So first of all, do you agree happiness, Swami's definition is this: happiness is union with God. Do you agree? Or if please share your thoughts, please. Anyone?
Hey Raj.
Hi, Brother Tom, please.
Yeah, thanks for bringing this topic here. First of all, how could I not agree with Swami? It's like, and everything he says, I agree. But he says the happiness is union with God. I remember we did a series of study circles on that, and in such a beautiful way that he says it. It's like that's the lasting happiness. That's the real happiness he wants, not that temporary satisfaction of desires or something. It's like the top one is really, really a big one. Happiness is union with God. We realize who we are, like your BrotherOneness. The oneness.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tom. Yeah, that is. Also Swami talks about happiness and interval between two pains. But in spiritually speaking, to experience that Sat Chit Ananda, the bliss, that's what I'm referring to. It starts out by satisfying our sensual desire, going beyond that as to then looking out for happiness for others. To the service is a big aspect of it. So joyful. I define happiness. Not me, but Swami prompted me to put that saying joyful and contented living. Any comments on that? That's what happiness is. That we have to radiate that, to feel that the divine love, what's happening in spite of ups and downs, bumps and jumps in the life. Joyful and contented living. The Swami puts a lot of emphasis on contentment. That santosham, santosham, santosham. That is that means it also ties to the divine will aspect. Brother Prabal mentioned that accepting whatever is happening, that still still being grateful, thankful, prayerful, accepting, acknowledging, inclusion, all those concepts. So that means whatever is not to be, not to go after, greed, envy, jealousy, all that stuff. With the contentment, right? Whatever's given, whatever's meant to come in my way, it has come in my way, and I'm happy for that. And whatever changes will happen, that also is acceptance. So contentment, santosham. Anybody, Sister Veena, Sister. Anyone, please, somebody on the phone, I think. Please share your thoughts. That's how we develop this topic, then.
Brother Raj, I think something is, you might want to come a little closer to the
Oh, okay. You're not able to hear. Okay.
normal, and that's why sometimes you cannot make out what you're saying.
Okay, sorry about that. Is it better?
Much better.
Okay. So the focus on this subtopic is contented living, santosham, 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 santosham. That so Swami is most happy when you are contented, not complaining. Easy to complain about anything and everything that what's happening. It's easy to disturb our mind. So, what do you think of contented living, please?
I think Tom has his hand raised.
Yeah, I just want to add in on contentment. It makes me think of when Swami taught us how to say, I am God, I'm not different from God. Once we get that, that's where the source of the deep contentment is. Because later down he goes, I am ever content. Grief and anxiety cannot enter me. I am ever content. Fear cannot enter me. So contentment, I think, goes along with that happiness of union with God. That's what he wants for us. That kind of contentment. Not the temporary satisfaction or the temporary happiness. The deep lasting.
Excellent point. Thank you, Brother Tom. So please, yeah, please, Sister Veena.
So I find that contentment is easier and joyfulness when you're not in pain. So if one is in physical pain or mental anguish, very hard to be joyful. Unless we have achieved a state of detachment from body consciousness to any extent. And I see that people who are able to have a little detachment from body consciousness, say I know a nurse and she's always on her feet and she's had pretty bad knee pain, and she'll say, yeah, the knee is bothering me, the knee hurts, but it's not like I hurt or I'm in pain. But if one doesn't have that, and that's probably a process or a journey, I would hope, with a lot of repetition of I am God, then it's very hard in the midst of pain to achieve that union with God, even for a short period of time. And the moment it lifts, then I find it's easier to feel the connection with Swami, and the joy naturally comes in. And that forcing it under adverse circumstances doesn't help, but we have to keep trying, I guess. So it's very related in my mind to body consciousness. I could be wrong. Saira.
No, Sister Veena, you're absolutely right. Of course, without good health, that's why it's, health is wealth. So without that, of course, contentment, it takes away. The body pain takes over the joy, and I fully agree with that. Then, as you mentioned, the nurse's example, that when that person is spiritually evolved, to say, that like Ramana Maharshi, he had throat cancer, and look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Each of them, when they were truly at the spirit level, then they, then the physical pain, that the body is suffering, I'm not suffering, but it's easier said than done. Brother Prabha, you were saying something. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, the thing is that in the same vein, I would like to point out something that is ironic, that it is exactly today the entire country is marching for something that they're not contented with.
Yes.
So this is something that individually, I think we can think of Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna, and even Vivekananda. They all went through all these physical sufferings. But as a whole, as a society, there are times when resistance is probably needed in order to bring about changes. And this is like the history of the world. And we need to find spiritual meaning in that. I'm confused. I keep thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, these are all spiritual ideology to strive for. We have to do our duty, we have to voice our opinion, we have to resist. That's all there. I mean, we were looking at the topic of happiness or joy or bliss. So, of course, we get disrupted, and then through our spiritual practices, we come back and make ourselves whole. I mean, what's happening around is something beyond our control. So that's something to help to cope with it. We do our part to resist, and then to move on. Anyone else?
There is a chat.
Sorry.
Something about
Tom, go ahead and say it, please. And then.
Yeah, I can just say it.
Yeah, it's easier. It's a small group, so a small group, it's easy, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to forget the thought, just the idea that note in response to the comment about the no kings today. I live in a small town, 4,500, little small town in Wisconsin, and we doubled the number of people who were lining Main Street, and it wasn't so much, focused on the discontent. It was more like a joyful recognition of shared values, like this is not, in our language, this is not dharmic, what's happening, and recognizing that our community has this shared values that was not really recognized until we all got together and said, hey, this isn't right, So it's not just like a lot of complaining and grumbling, it's more focused on cultivating, doing what we're here to do. I mean, and that is to promote peace, and be peaceful in the world, and let the light shine, as it's always said. So I think protests, it's not always just malcontents getting together. It's people recognizing, something, a shared value and vision of what life on earth could be.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for the Tom. That's right, exactly. Peaceful, improving the collective consciousness and what the human being should be. Thank you for that.
I just want to add one more thing that's important.
Please.
That they were depicted by some as going to be like, haters, people who hate America. It's like, no, one side said, I love America. That's why I'm here,
Right, exactly. Right.
This is a great point, but then I'm reminded of the Kurukshetra war also. So that it can go to a different extent as well. And there, I think what Krishna did is he told Arjuna that these people are already dead in in the universe that I'm thinking of. So you are just the instrument which is trying to bring about the change. So there are situations where there could be non-violence cannot be continued also. So it is very hard. The example that Tom brought about is an excellent example of being together in thought, but sometimes it might be different as well. I feel confused at times.
Well, that's part of living. That's that's day and night, and goodness, badness, all coexist. It just our journey. I mean, our journey is to reach Bhagavan. So we have to go through all this positive, negative experience in our day-to-day existence. Still raise above, so that so that he can claim that I'm your devotee, you are my devotee. That to go to that extent. We are only talking about spiritual level, but day-to-day living is something different. So that's something. So we are here to recharge our battery to do that.
I guess we are all instruments.
Yes, as you also mentioned at the beginning that everything is divine will. That means no king protest and opposition of no king protest. It's all divine will. Actually, Swami was asked by some devotee about the Holocaust. I say that was also my will. Just like Ravana and Rama existed, all this cleansing has to happen. So one side has to another. What side we are on is important to spiritually progress. I think that's what. I think,
Brother Raj,
yeah, please. Yeah, Sister Nita, please. Nice to hear from you. Please.
I concur with everyone. Non-violence in thought, word, and deed. And brother, I don't know, is it Prabhupada who said that when Arjuna asked Krishna, he did, that he needs help. He cannot fight this war and kill all his family, relatives, his teachers, and so on. Krishna said, it's already done. So he's only doing as an instrument what's already done. So whether he's in the picture or not, it's gonna get done. And that's non-violence in thought, word, and deed. I feel that non-violence should come first, along with beauty of thought, word, and deed being in the same line. And then the happiness is union with God can resume to follow joyful and contented living. Or maybe contented living can come first before happiness is union with God, because even if one is ill and in pain, if we accept it as divine blessings, you can still be content but not joyful. To be joyful, your body has to be disease free. You can't be in extreme pain or extreme illness, and then only the joy can come. And when you said happiness, at first I was like, what? I thought worldly happiness would never lead us to God. We need to have this happiness which is union with God. And how many of us can be always happy to have that union with God? Constantly think of Swami or God, whatever you consider as the divine. And then only we can reach that state where we would have a condition to live for everyone.
what someone does to you, no matter how badly someone hurts you. It won't bother you. Sairam. Thank you.
Sairam Susmita, yeah, non-violence is started out with, that is really the fundamental, if you look at any of the major religions, that's at the top of the list, to non-violence in thought, word, and deed. And you so eloquently put together as to the progression from acceptance to how to have that contentment and all the aspects you hashed it out very well. Thank you so much for that. Let's move on. What's happened is also I had unconditional love for everyone, everywhere, love all. I think we touched on that by all this discussion of shared value, protest, and different aspects of it. That to recognize the divinity in the other person, that I am God, and all different topic, all weaved in together. Let's go to the next slide, please. Hello, Prabha. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So now, really, the nuts and bolts of why be happy to manifest divinity within us is to experience the Atmic bliss within us. Which of course, it's extremely difficult. Physical suffering and illness and disease and all that is there, but we are focusing on what Swami told us about what he has come to give us. Not the tinsel and trinkets, but that true bliss. That Sat Chit Ananda. The whole the end game of the spirituality. Sat being the truth. That we are all one, we are all part of divine, we are all God, I'm God, etc. The same feeling that the whole entire universe is created by God, each one is an aspect of divinity. So Chit is that awareness, that oneness, that is that. And with that then there's no animosity, no agitation, and to experience that bliss. The physical, on this physical plane, when we are at the mental level, when then we are focused on body, then it's difficult to experience that Sat Chitananda. But what we are striving at, this is the ultimate goal, which is not practical to live in that state 24/7. But that's an ideal. We have to keep deleting our negative messages and negativity, and then keep rebooting, and then downloading the right thoughts process to keep focusing on that. Who am I? Why I'm here? Where I need to go? Even if we do that when you have a quiet moment, again to refocus on what can be done in dharmic action in this present situation. What's my obligation, what Swami expects me to do here, and then, keep coming back at it. The failure happens when we don't get up, things happen, you fall down and we get disturbed, and at least in my case, then moment of anger or upset or depression, whatever, then, we have to bounce back. Swami is there, the indweller. So, things happen. So Swami's mission statement, as we already touched on at the beginning, that he has come to awaken the divinity within each one of us. So that's the aspect of the service, be help ever, hurt never. So we already touched on that. Anyone has any comment before we go to the next slide? We have a lot of discussion going on. I have 6 slides. I think this is on the second slide. Any? I think Sister Veena has said. Brother Tom has said, Lord Krishna, guide us on our way. Let's be the flutes on which you play. That's right. We have to be hollow. Then only then I mean, my likes and dislikes, that's what is the stumbling block. So if I get rid of my likes and dislikes, then then Swami can play his divine music through me, through each one of us, I should say. Sister Veena has said, Sai Ram, it is recommended that when the recording comes out of the recent panel discussion.
Muffled, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I'm speaking too fast, I think. Sister Veena has written, Sai Ram, it is recommended that when the recording comes out of the recent panel discussion on looking at the present times from a spiritual lens with Piyush Goyal and Dr. Hyman Johnson. There was some wonderful guidance on how to handle it and what to do or not to do, Sairam. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I think Dr. John and Dr. Hyman said that we can't always be happy, but we have to do our dharmic duty in the setting, and blocking out the news, and various suggestions were mentioned as to come back to regroup and come back. Can we go to the next slide? If you have anyone has a comment, please. So again, now to why should we be happy? To clear our karmic balances. That means all the give and take. Eventually, it all comes down to settling our karmic account. That's why we are here. Swami has given this birth again to close out our balance. Then also moha kshaya, the moksha, that is liberation, realization. That's when you don't have any worldly desire anymore. Just even the desire to merge with Swami should not be there. So the karmic balance. We also touched on self-realization, why we should be happy, that I am God, so are you and everyone. And then Swami wants us to be happy, to make others happy, and then God will be happy. Hal Honig had, I think in his business card, this quote, maybe Sister Veena can remember that, I think. He used to give out his card, which had this thing, be happy, make others happy, then God will be happy. Any comments? Go to the next one, otherwise. Anyone, please. All right, we can go to the next one, how to be happy. So, all the three paths are there: the path of devotion, path of knowledge, path of karma. The one most dear to me is love of God. That intense love for Swami, that yearning for Swami. That is very crucial. With that, then the divine flow will flow through the person who is yearning for God, which is dear to that person. And the fear of sin, the hurt never, that non-violence aspect Sister Nita mentioned, and then dharmic action, the right conduct, even shared value, procession today. Forgiveness, something I wanted to touch on that one a little bit. One of these quotes of Swami is to forgive is divine. That the pain and suffering caused by other person's action, or inaction, or hurtful words, that's something, if we don't respond to it, if we don't acknowledge it, then it goes away, but it's hard to do it. As human beings, we tend to react, and that thing happens. But if we carry that anger, that animosity, or the pain, only I am suffering, the other person who caused the pain, it is not, the life goes on, so that's really to be happy, forgiveness is a big part of it, And then the acceptance of divine will, which Brother Prabal talked about, using spiritual practices, bhajans, listening, sense control, all the 9 pointed, Shravanam, Vandanam, Kirtanam, Dhyanam, etc., it's all there. So, that's all various aspects of how to be happy. Please share your thoughts. You may think of other ways how to find that true happiness, how to go about, how to cope with the current situation, etc. Please share.
Sairam, I think it's covered under acceptance of divine will, but Arvind, excuse me, Subramanian talks about the formula that Swami gave on how to be happy, and that is to keep telling yourself, this too is good for me, which is a very hard sadhana, but I think as he accelerates our karma, that we have to do hard sadhana, we have no choice. And hopefully it gets easier as we keep repeating these maxims to ourselves that Swami has given us, like Mahavakyas, This too is good for me, whether it looks good or not, or feels good or not.
Very good. Yes, Satyavina, thank you for that. Yeah, also this too shall pass is another, the Chinna Kathas and other things Swami has talked about. Nothing lasts forever. That's just whatever is happening. The darkest period is in the dawn before sunrise. So everything, there is a solution. There's an end. Maybe a physical death, maybe a mental adjustment, maybe to acceptance. Then many times, the way I want it, it causing me more trouble than if I let it go. Letting go, which is difficult to do. This when Sister Veena mentioned about, this is good for me. When we look back of any incident which has happened to our life, usually it turns out, few years later when we look back, it was a blessing in disguise. So that's the way, my personal example, one of the many things in my life was that in 1991, November 19, I was working as a attorney in an oil company in Oklahoma, housewife, children 7, 5 and 2, one income family. I got laid off, 1 year, no job, and all kinds of twists and turns. And eventually Swami led me to, moving to New York and, doing the work with immigrants now. So it was extremely difficult that, not only that 1 year, but, adjusting for the family and living the small town atmosphere, all that, So I think each one of us can look into our own lives, how, post the trauma, how Swami has healed or given the understanding. It may be, that's the way to go about, maybe loss of loved one, loss of job, loss of investment, various worldly ups and downs. We have to go through our karmic balances, So, anyone else, please?
Can I say something else?
Yeah, please.
I wonder if sealing on desires and simplicity could be added here.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Without sealing and desire, then one desire is fulfilled, the next one is just right around the corner. It's filling up. Whatever, buying the car, a big home, or fancy clothes, or fancy party, whatever, intellectual, all those things. Please.
I think it is covered under being contented. People, if we try living the other way, we'll never be contented.
Yes. That sealing on desire. Swami doesn't say don't have desires. It just in moderation within whatever is given is given. Then.
I'm thinking. Sorry, brother, your
Please.
voice was faint. So.
Please, sorry.
I'm thinking beyond material things, yes, that too, but expectations of people, desires of certain behaviors, or
Yes.
things should be in a certain way, more subtle aspects, because Swami has pointed to desires as the culprit in so many, as such obstacles in our spiritual growth. And he says happiness is like a sadhak has to be happiness, otherwise you can't call yourself a sadhak, which is a tall order, as you said all the time, but at least it can be a goal.
Sairam, yeah, it is. Yeah, right. The desires are not only material desires, but the emotional satisfaction, what we look for, the expectation, living with the Joneses and all those things are there. Even in Prashanti setting, in the early stages of my spiritual life, when somebody else gets attention, so why that person, why not me, etc., etc. Just losing that the moment of joy rather than experiencing the divine proximity, enjoying that darshan, sparshan, sambhashan, that is there. And the same thing, you can go to any aspect of it, even why is our commander-in-chief is acting this way. It's easy to get disturbed, and then it's easy to go on the wrong way. But what can you do? What can be done by me to do the right thing, which is pleasing to Swami? That is the bottom line. Remember, after 84,000 species, the human birth is given, and then that to this human birth during the time of avatar is even extra blessing, and then coming to know of Swami is then is another layer of blessing. So, and then now to follow his teaching is the ultimate. So his teaching, you can take any one of his teaching, we can listen to all kinds of discourses, all kinds of experiences, but each one of us has to make our own journey. Only I have to take my baby steps towards Swami, and then he will forgive, acknowledge, and then regroup, help me regroup, and then so develop more patience. Then whatever even satsang behavior don't bother. And Swami has said, have your hands in the society, head in the forest. What does it mean? You have to keep focusing on the ultimate goal. I have to attain Swami, that I have to merge with Swami. So if I have to do that, I have to accept the divine will and accept everyone, none of the behavior, hurtful thoughts. I have to forgive. All those things have to make progress slowly but surely. So it's a journey in progress, and then only by Swami's divine grace I can make myself whole. Maybe I have experienced the joy and bliss and happiness, a few minutes a day. Maybe gradually it expands to longer time, etc., etc. So, Sairam. So, please. Yeah, please, Tom. Brother Tom.
Yeah, I was just going to add, when Vina was talking about happiness, made me think of, made me remember General Chibber, wrote that book on
leadership, yeah.
And the Mahavakya leadership. In there, he had the happiness formula. Capital H equals desires attained over desires held. So and then he just did the function. So like if you have 4 desires and you only get 1, you're 1/4 happy. And if you get 3, you're 3/4. But the problem is, even if you get all 4, and it looks like you're like totally happy, it's temporary because another one's going to creep in. So the only way you get the full happiness is to have only one desire. That when you've been mentioning it, Raj, the union with God, the becoming one, that one desire. Then when you get that, then you can be truly fully happy. That's the whole. So I always remember that math, the way the fractions made so much sense.
Beautiful. Thanks for bringing that, Brother Tom. Right, exactly. I mean, the wants are okay, but the desires are not okay. Desires has to be kept in check always, and then especially if you want spiritual wealth of contented living, to experience that bliss. Don't forget the happiness also helps in our mental health, physical health, everything. All the cells in our body, takes a different aspect altogether when we are happy. So it's really important to not to be disturbed by what's going on, but to pray for them. Pray for, acknowledge that. So one of the earliest things I said, don't have castor oil face. So I took that to heart from very beginning. Thinking. So he tells his students all the time, look at me, why you had to have that sad face, you had to. So if you have that smiling attitude, that helps. It increases the physical wellness also. Like when the baby smiles and you see the baby, how. Right away it puts then all the wrinkles in the face goes away, and then things happen. So it's really important to be refocused all the time, to, as Brother Tom mentioned about that quotient of how many desires we have, how many satisfied, to get into that point of no desire. That's what moha moha is the attachment. Kshaya means that it's all gone, then liberation, then you heard, all of you have heard that I want peace, right? Give up the I, ego, want, desire. What you have left is peace. So, all these are easy to talk about. It's hard to implement. Let's go to the last slide, please. I think. The next one. So, this is one of my favorite topic. I tell whoever I meet whenever it's appropriate, remember that if you live up to 100 years, we have only 5,000 Sundays. How many Sundays we have left? Most of us not given the chance. So happiness, to be happy is now or never. So it's just not when I get something, not when I get my big apartment, not when I get my next car. Not when this happens, that happens. So most important to me is it's important for me to not to delay the joy. Even simple moments of joy, and enjoying that cup of tea, looking at the sunshine, looking at the tree, being prayerful, walking, any of those things, whatever we all have been exposed to, have been given to. Following any one of them helps to going from moment to moment joy. That's why. So do not delay to be happy. You don't wait until 4 years from now when you have a new president to be happy. You still have to be happy, because I have to make my day in a pleasing way, so that have I done my duty? Have I done what I could in my limitations? And then do your best, leave the rest to God, right? That's what it says. So I will leave you with this thought, that we have to express happiness, not seek happiness. Sairam. Anyone, please. If not, we go to the closing slide, and then that's it. The last. So this is the prayer I have it on my business card for the last 20 years plus, so this is another aspect of samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. I'm trying to, if you say that the people I relate, people I come in contact with, they have no idea. So, if I can say, may all your dreams come true, they can relate to that. May all your problems disappear, they can relate to that. May you connect to your divinity, divine source. Here I always talk about is Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Mahavira, all names, all forms, Deva, Devi, any aspect of divinity you talk about. So connect to that source, follow the core teachings, and manifest the divinity within. So with that, I end my today's few words Swami has inspired to share with all of you. And if you have any comments, please share with us. I'll end it with saying Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to the body, mind, peace to the soul. So, Sai Ram.
Sairam. Let me see.
Any closing comment from anyone? Welcome to share. I've rambled on. Sorry, you may not. So many things to talk about, but it's. Just be happy. Sai Ram.
Okay. Vera, can you talk where you are? Probably not. Anyway, Rosalina, do you want to give the vote of thanks?
Well, I don't know how my connection is, but Brother Raj, thank you very much for your uplifted presentation. And believe it or not, this is also one of my subjects before be happy, and also I am God. I am not different from God. Thank you very much. And if anybody would like to add vote of thanks, please do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So so let's be happy. End it on a happy note.